these people.
Are you talking about recent imperialism and how it kills children?
No, actually we're talking about the three boys that were killed on their way home. And my family's in that area. And my family was shooting. And they were actually giving out money to celebrate. Do you know how many roads are named after terrorists?
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Palestine! There is no Israel! You guys get out of Palestine! You guys are terrorists that build settlements for stolen land. What do we do?
My family is there!
You guys, your families are illegal. You belong in Germany and Poland. Go back to Germany.
You belong to Libya. Have a nice day.
Time will never
It all started in 1968.
And they thought it was just going to be a car show downtown.
Liz knew they were going to be.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you want this audience for sure. Palestine will never die!
Palestine will never die!
Palestine will never die!
From America to the Middle East,
From America to the Middle East,
we demand justice, we demand peace.
we demand justice, we demand peace.
From America to the Middle East,
From America to the Middle East,
we demand justice, we demand peace.
we demand justice, we demand peace.
From America to the Middle East, we demand justice,
Free Palestine.
we demand peace.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Fuck you and your pussy ass guy.
From America
Bitch!
to the
Right guys,
Middle
be
East,
cool. Be cool, let's just keep going.
we demand justice, we demand peace.
Your face is fucking full of makeup! Fuck you!
Come on guys, let's just keep moving.
We stick to our guns. We love and we love and we wanna have fun.
Don't suck them in, man, they're playing you. Don't let them suck you in, they'll play you. Hey, good job, brother.
Just talk, buddy. Nothing else is going to happen. I'm not letting you speak. Nobody's hearing my words.
We're gonna rise with the tide. We're gonna stop the powers of destruction. Shooting in the fire running through our veins. We're gonna pause here to hear from our last two speakers. Here. I'd like to introduce Reverend Todd Eckroth from the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spokane. Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to start off by saying that I am not here to stand in support of any one nation, but to stand in support of all nations.
and get a picture of the officers on the street over here.
Not here to stand against the actions of any one nation, but stand against all war. Buddhists teach us that every murder is a suicide. We're one community, we're one people. One world, one people, despite the differences we delude ourselves with. Whether we are perpetrators or victims of violence, we're all hurt by it. And so I am here today because the intent of this gathering is to raise our voices in support of ending these endless wars. I want to begin by apologizing for not knowing more about what's going on in the world today. There seems to be something wrong with my television. Every time I try to watch the news, all I get is reruns of Mad Men. For it is indeed madness that 21st century people can still believe that violence and war will accomplish anything but an endless cycle of death and destruction. The idea of peace through strength is comic. The move toward peace through violence is always tragic. War may make 1 in a million people wealthy beyond any reasonable need, but it ruins the economies, destroys homes and neighborhoods and countries, and devastates the lives of millions. War casualties in the 16th century amounted to 1.6 million people. Just 1 century later, that number completely inverted to 6.1 million people. In the 1700s, it rose to 7 million people. By the end of the 19th century, it nearly tripled to 19.4 million people.
Carry
During
this
the
one,
20th
this
century,
banner,
with all our modern knowledge and technology, more than 160 million people died in war. Today is 14 years into the new century, the 21st century. Untold millions have already died and continue to die every day because of wars and other military actions. And in every age, at least half of those killed have been civilians. Although today, even with our so-called smart bombs and computer-operated drones, the majority of those being killed are still innocent civilians, sometimes as much as 80 and 90%. And there are more conflicts going on today than we can keep up with even when our television sets are working. This remains so even though peacemaking has long been the heart of humanity's most sacred beliefs. Blessed are the peacemakers, Jesus said, for they shall be called God's children. The Talmud tells us that the whole of the Torah is for the purpose of promoting peace. God is peace, His name is peace, and all is bound together in peace. Thou shalt not kill. Sikhism teaches us that no one shall cause another pain or injury. All humanity shall live together in peace. Jainism says non-violence is religion. And the very word Islam literally means peace, salam. Yet faith in all these religions pales in comparison to humanity's blind devotion to violence. We continue to believe violence will save us, even though it has only left us with broken promises and the ruins of war. Nonviolence, on the other hand, has repeatedly proven to be the only practical and successful way to resolve the conflicts among us. Gandhi, the great soul, used it to drive the British from India without dealing a single blow. Women in America used it to gain the right to vote. Dr. King used it in the United States to help establish equality and civil rights. Teenagers and youth used it to bring an end to the Vietnam War. Lech Walesa in the Solidarity Movement used it to establish workers' rights in Poland. Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu used it in South Africa to end apartheid. In 1989 alone, nearly 2 million people around the world experienced non-violent revolutions that were completely peaceful on the part of the protesters. Yet still, we have little faith in the ways of those who we merely honor with rhetoric and monuments. In the blessed peacemakers like Jesus and Gandhi and King and Mandela and millions of anonymous men and women throughout history who have used peace and nonviolence to change the world. Last week I returned from a trip to Romania and Hungary and Transylvania. While there I noticed a few differences, but what struck me the most was how familiar it all felt. People are people, wherever you go. They wear t-shirts and sneakers, drive cars on paved roads, and live in cities and towns and houses with satellite dishes and the internet. They shop in malls and grocery stores, go to school, marry, have children, and dream about the futures they might have. While there, as I heard about the escalation of violence around the world, I understood that all the bullets and bombs were flying and falling in neighborhoods just like mine, destroying homes just like mine, killing friends and family just like mine. So today, we call upon our leaders, the leaders of our country and the leaders of the world, to end these endless wars. War is idolatry. Violence is a lie. We know this. We know that war has never worked and only perpetuates the hostility it's supposed to resolve. Nonviolent solutions, on the other hand, have proven the only solution to conflict that does work. So we call for an end to nations fighting nations. For the world today is but one community with many neighborhoods. To kill each other is to kill our own neighbors, people just like us. And we call upon our government in particular, to stop wasting our resources to fuel such violence, to make war itself a war crime, and to use our influence to foster genuine peace around the world. End these endless wars, and the endless pain, and the endless sorrow, and the endless hate, and the endless waste and destruction they create. It is no longer enough to simply dream of peace while making war. It is time to demand that our dreams come true. So I have a demand today. I demand that nations put away their swords. I demand that our government stop building bombs and start rebuilding our economy. I demand that it stop funding violence around the world and start fostering meaningful diplomacy. I demand that innocent civilians stop dying in the name of safety and security. I demand that taxes be spent on education and infrastructure, and yes, Mr. Cheney, on the welfare of the